Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm going to get straight into this. Proverbs 9:2. I shall start from when wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. Okay, and basically this video I want to go into the table that the Lord has built before us, man, with his word. Okay, a feast with many great things to eat, dealing with wisdom metaphorically. Alright. But and I spoke of as well by King David, man, in Psalms the 23rd chapter, about the Lord making a table. Okay, and the word table, it goes back to the word bench, and the word bench is where you find the word, I believe it goes back to the Latin banca, where you also get the word bank. All right, so because basically you had the money tables. Going back into the book of John, it tells you about Yahweh Shai when he came into the temple, where he found the money changers there, and he flipped all the tables over. Okay, those are the bankers of those times. That's like the origin of the bank of today. All right, a good documentary to check out would be the Money Masters, which goes into the Rothschilds and different methods that were carried out dealing with the money that led us to the monetary system that we have today. But the point being is that the Lord has dispensed us our talents, man. He's given us his money, okay, and we've been disposed a certain, been dispensed a certain amount of talent that we, according to our several ability, okay, as it tells you in the parable, okay, and that's what we're meant to go out there and basically make bank on, that ability that we have, and that's what we're out doing. So when we push this truth, we got our different roles that we're meant to carry out, and we're meant to make the most of that, man. I want to grab this scripture and just dealing with the talents. I'm gonna jump around on it, just go from point to point. So it's Ephesians 4:7. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Yahweh Shai. So we're given a measure of faith, basically. Because you go to Ephesians 2:8, it tells you that faith is a gift. Actually, I'll read it because I can't remember it off the top. Ephesians 2:8, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourself. It is the gift of Yahweh. Okay, so this is a gift that's been given to us, all right, from Yahweh Shai. And in accordance to the giving that the Lord has given us, we're meant to make good on that, that talent, and then bring back some money, bring back his money with interest. Okay, jumping down to 11, down to 13. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahweh Shai, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahweh Shai. So these things, basically, we've been given these different talents, and then we're meant to work them up until the coming of Yahweh Shai, when we'll be brought into the fullness of everything that we can be. Okay, verse 15, being perfect before Yahweh Shai, and more. As it tells you in 1 Corinthians 15th chapter. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him all things, which is the head, even Yahweh Shai, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. So basically we all have a duty within this truth, but then we all work in unison to build up the body of Yahweh Shai. So everyone's got a role, different roles, but the roles complement each other. Alright? And that's what's needed. Okay? for everyone to come into the fullness. So, you know, we get given this money, and the money, we basically have to invest it, as you can see. And the word invest basically means to put into your clothing. Okay, in meaning in, and invest going back to vesture, which means clothing. So you're meant to put into your clothing. And what's our clothing? Our clothing, so that we don't get found naked when Yahushua gets found, is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this book, okay, of the Holy Bible, right, the good book. So it's 2 Ezra 2:45. He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and have put on immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and received palms. So that's how they put off the mortal clothing, okay, of you know, basically the old covenant, and the immortal is through the grace of Yahushua, okay, through believing in his name and confessing him before people, before the masses of the people, okay, the Gentiles, those of Israel, the elect, mainly of the nation of Israel. That's how we've been able to put off that mortal clothing and being perfected to become immortal. Now are they crowned and receive palms. So now are we crowned, okay, and receive palms, okay. And that's the future prophecy, that if we stick hard, you know, if we endure unto the end, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Then we'll receive salvation, okay. So we're to invest into that clothing, and then we'll be, you know, we'll be saved, Lord willing, okay. And then that's a definite feeling. The elect is definitely going to be saved. But, you know, I hope and pray I'm of that number, man. Because I ain't doing it just this. I ain't pushing this word just to push it. I'm pushing it in hopes of salvation, okay. So that's we're meant to invest in that money into our clothing, so that we can be found worthy on that day and we're not found naked. But then also, yeah, going back to the table, today what you have is you have people that, you know, like the flavor of the month is Nas Ra'ala, or Nas, you know, from tried and failed, basically. Them, he's basically taking the scriptures and making it into his own whole old doctrine. Okay, he's saying that the clouds are literal, man. The Lord didn't come in no basically trying to say the chariots don't exist, basically, which shows you how much of a reprobate he is. Okay, and that table, he was at the table of the Lord, but he's basically stumbled and fell into a whole other table, man. He walked, basically tried to walk into it and stumbled and fell into the table defiled with vomit. Right, this is Romans 11, and I'm gonna read from 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Okay, so the rest were blinded. How were they blinded? By the angel, going back to Isaiah the 6th and 9th chapter, reiterated in Matthew the 13th chapter. Basically, the tables made a snare, and they've been blinded from the faith, alright? According as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. So they've basically been given, you know, a docile spirit that they can't see these things. And this is going to the point. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Okay? So basically that table that was meant for their own good, they basically, instead of walking to the table and taking up a seat and devouring all the good, you know, eating a whole roll, eating all the dainty, good food upon the table, they basically walked into it, stumbled, and then fell into a whole nother table, man. And this is the other table they've walked into. This is Isaiah 28 and 7. And it reads, but they also have erred through wine. Okay, wine basically is alluding to the, you know, philosophies of the world, you know, anything against the scriptures. And through strong drink are out of their way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. they stumble in judgment, for all their tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. So that they basically walked into that table that's full of vomit. Okay? And that's the same table that the table of the 5 virgins that were foolish are sat upon, basically, because they ain't got the way of understanding, man. They're blinded, man. All right, the Lord ain't giving them a vision that's able for them to see what it is. So with that, man, that's the point. I pray you edified. Shalom.